everyone. Last video, you have seen the beginning to our natural language processing using the TextBlob library. We have seen how to create a TextBlob object and how to assign a small text and a larger text, and then how to access various um, tags, or let's say how many number of words are there or sentences are there. Those things we have already seen, and in this video I am going to move ahead with some other features of natural language processing using TextBlob. So first, we have seen various types of tags available. Here, let's say you want to know what are the noun phrases inside your text. Let's say you want to know that. So there is a process, noun phrase extraction, which gives the flexibility to extract the noun phrases. So it could the noun phrase extraction involves the identification of noun phrases, the phrase inside the sentence or the text that has nouns. So how are you supposed to do that? First, you need to create a TextBlob object using TextBlob. Then inside the function, you need to pass the parameter that is your text. Okay. Whatever text you want to use to extract the noun phrase, that one you just have to pass. Then to extract the noun phrase, you need to use the object name dot operator and then the noun phrases, the word, and that will give you the noun phrases as a list of words. So here, this sentence, Amy has a new red car. It has two words now generated as a list, which are nothing but the noun phrases inside the text. Now let's move on to sentiment analysis. So this is an important part or necessary part of NLP using TextBlob. So if you have a text, you need to predict the sentiment. I mean, whether it is a positive statement or negative statement or a neutral statement. Okay, does someone look happy or someone look sad or someone is angry? So some type of sentiment you want to predict from that text given to you. So for that purpose, we use the sentiment analysis. So, how are we going to predict the sentiment then? First, you need to create a text blob object. Okay, so the text blob object will be created the same way that we did earlier. So, I'm passing this statement. I love this class. So, this statement is assigned to blob. This a blob is what? It is an object of text blob. Okay, so now you want to predict the statement sentiment, correct? So before that, let me tell you one thing. There are two terms, polarity and subjectivity. So if you want to predict the sentiment, you need to analyze the sentiment by these two objects, sentiment objects called polarity and subjectivity. Polarity lies or varies in between -1 up to +1. So -1 means negative statement or negative sentiment, 0 means neutral sentiment, and +1 means positive sentiment. And subjectivity, it lies or varies in the score between 0 to +1. 0 means objective, some sort of objective is there, and plus means it's basically relating to a subjective element. So when I run the code, this one, what happens here? It gives me the sentiment, only sentiment. We are just trying to predict the sentiment, so it will give us a value for polarity and subjectivity. So what are we getting here? Polarity is 0.5. So what does it mean? Is it a negative, neutral, or positive sentiment? Actually, it is a little bit more than neutral, tending towards positive statement. We cannot say it's totally positive, but looks like a positive sentiment. So we are sure that it's not negative at all. And subjectivity contains 0.6, so it's more towards the subjective sentiment. In the same way, Let's say you write like this class sucks. So here what happens, the polarity and the subjectivity. So polarity has a negative value. What does it mean? It's a negative statement or negative sentiment. And subjectivity is zero point 0.1. So it's not that subjective, but it's some kind of objective is to be perceived from here, to be understood from here. Let's say you have a big text like this. So let's say so it's kind of confusing. Class is great, class is awesome, class sucks, and this class is okay. So how do you predict a sentiment from here, from a bigger text? So in that case, this is so much helpful. So it gives us a polarity of positive kind of polarity. So a little bit more neutral, you can say. And subjectivity is 0.57. That means it lies in between objective and subjective, in the middle of it. You can say it's totally objective, not totally subjective though. Now let's say you want to apply for loop. So you want to find the polarity inside a sentence. So how to do that? Use a for loop, and using the index, just try to print each of the so in the blob, what do you have right now? This statement, current statement. So now that statement is supposed to be passed here, caught here in the for loop, and for each line you will have the polarity. Okay, only sentiment polarity. If you want to predict the subjectivity, so just make it dot subjectivity, the index name dot sentiment dot polarity or dot subjectivity.